Shabbat Shalom, friends.
Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi.
I'm going to say Shabbat Shalom, and then you say Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. That was so good. I hope that you're well. I hope that you had a great week. I hope that Hanukkah is off to a great start for you and your loved ones. We have a festive service in store for you. We're excited on this Shabbat. Yes, it's Hanukkah, but we're also celebrating Jack, who will become a bar mitzvah in the morning, a great milestone for him and for his wonderful family who've come from near and far to be a part of this great milestone. We have a number of our third and fourth graders with us. They're going to participate in our service in a little bit. We have, of course, our wonderful youth choir here, ready to help lead our service. We have the cantor, we have Herb, we have me, we have all of you. I think we're ready. I was asked a little bit on the way into services if I might be telling a Hanukkah joke or two, which feels like maybe the kind of thing I would do. And as it turns out, I know a number of Hanukkah jokes. Did you know that? So maybe I will include them in our service, for better or worse. Like, for instance, which hand are you supposed to light the Chanukiah with? Neither. You should use a candle. Or, thank you, Herb. Or do you know the most famous Hanukkah musician of all time? Dr. Dreidel. Anyway, there's more like that. We're going to begin with an opening song led by our wonderful youth choir. In the spirit of Hanukkah, we're going to join together in Sivivon. It's at the back of your prayer book, page 670. Sov, Hanukkah. Sov, Hanukkah, Uchato, Hanukkah, Uchato, Sivivon, Sov. On the Friday night of Hanukkah, we always light the Chanukiah before lighting the Shabbat candles, and that's what we're going to do now. And to give us a hand in the lighting of our beautiful added Chanukiah, I'm going to welcome the third and fourth graders up to the bima so they can give us a hand with the blessings and with the lighting.
Wait.
You're staying here. singing. Thank you, third and fourth graders. Great job. We do continue now with the blessing over our Shabbat lights, which you can find on pages 120 and 121 in your prayer book. To lead us on this special night, it's my pleasure to welcome forward Ann Goodman and Julie Goodman. Right there. You go.
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love.
Okay, light.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
We're going to welcome Jack forward now to lead us in our Shabbat Kiddush on page 123. And I'd like to note that the Kiddush cup he is using was given to him on the day that he was born, with the idea that he'd be using it at some point when he's called to the Torah as a bar mitzvah. Please rise, everyone.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Amen. L'chaim. You may be seated. As is our custom at our family services on the first Friday of the night, of the month, when we have all of us together, we join in a blessing for our children and grandchildren, even if they're not directly with us. We think of them at this time. We offer a prayer in their name, and those family blessings can be found at the back of your prayer book on page 603. As we turn to our daughters, granddaughters, we say, Yisimech Elohim, Kisara, Kirivka, Kirachel, V'Chileah. May God inspire you to live like Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. We turn to our sons, grandsons, and we say, Yisimcha Elohim, Ephraim, V'Chimenashe. May God inspire you to live like Ephraim and Menashe. Our service continues now as we join in singing Lecha Dodi. We welcome the Sabbath Bride, page 138. And tonight, together, we join in verses 1, 5, 8, and 9.
Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pene Shabbat nekavela, Hadodi likrat kala, Pene Shabbat nekavela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad, Hishmi'anu el hamiuhad, Adonai echad, U'shemo echad, L'shemo tiferet v'lichila.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pene Shabbat nekavela. likrat kala. B'nei Shabbat nekabla.
התעוררי, כי ברכו באורי, אורי אורי שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה.
בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה. בני שבת נקבלה. ימינוס מותי פרוצי, ואת אדוני תריצי, על יד איש בן פרצי, בני שמחה ונגילה.
לקראת דודי לקראת כלה. בני שבת נקבלה. לקראת דודי לקראת כלה. בני שבת נקבלה. We rise and face the entrance as we symbolically welcome the start of our Sabbath.
בואי בשלום, עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובתהילה, לוחם ימי עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה.
לך דודי לקראת כלה. בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה. בני שבת נקבלה. As is our custom, we turn to those around us at this point, wish them Shabbat Shalom, introduce yourself to people you don't yet know. We're going to welcome the 3rd and 4th graders to the Bima steps to give us a hand with Baruch Hu and Shema. We remain standing as our service continues on page 264.
Stay where you are.
Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Shem Kivod Malchuto le'olam va'ed. We may be seated. Thank you so much, third and fourth graders. That was amazing. We are going to join in Not by Might, page 669. We turn together to page 271. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomrenu l'chaim. Give us a place to rest, O God. Shelter us in the long, soft evening shadows of your truth. You are true protection and safety. In your presence we find love and acceptance. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim.
ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבמאי נפש. ימבדי bim bam bam, Shabbos Shabbos, yambadi bim bam bam, Shabbos Shabbos, yambadi bim bam bam, Shabbos Shabbos, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbos, Shabbos, yambadi bim bam bam. Shabbos, Shabbos, yambadi bim bam bam. Shabbos, Shabbos, Shabbat Shalom. We do continue now with our most central collection of prayers known as our Tefillah, which you can find beginning in your prayer book on page 273. Please rise.
Adonai sifatai tiftachu fi tehillateka. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Abraham האל הגדול הגיבור הרע, עליון קומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, בחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, צומח נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו בשני עפר, מכבוך בעל גבורות, ומיתו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
We may be seated. Each Shabbat, we make a point of offering a prayer for peace, acknowledging that there are so many places in our world that do not yet experience peace, places where there is violence and division, places where there is hatred, places where there is bullying. Our prayer for peace is a prayer for compassion. It's a prayer for greater compassion and kindness in our broken world, that we might soon come back to a place of understanding, a place of love, remembering that we are one human family, especially at this very important time of our year. We do sing In the Name of Peace with Shalom Rav, page 282.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael tasim leolam. Ki otahu melech haron lechol hashalom. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל, בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha, tasim leolam. Tasim leolam. Tasim leolam.
Many of us who are sitting here now are thinking about friends or dear ones who are in pain, those who are struggling or even suffering in some way, maybe physically or emotionally or otherwise. Misha Barak becomes our opportunity to pray on behalf of all who are in need of healing, those we know and those we don't know. We pray as a congregational community that they might return to a place of wellness and strength, and hopefully soon. As a congregational community, our thoughts tonight are with Ileana Cohn, Rick Ulrich, Lynn Romsberg, Jerry Dreskin, Ann Marsden, Stephen Trombecki, Sarah Oken, Gary Garnick, Michael Infanti, Shirley Friedlander, Robert Weiner, Jen Jones, Jocelyn Jackson, Eddie Rosen, Mary Mednitsky, Nick Bowd, Tikva Moshava, Murray Kammerman, Rick Forenow, Todd Pollard, Al Glogauer, Dr. Jerry Herman, Carrie Basin, Lisa Ager-Brown, Joan Sattinger, Star Berkowitz, and Hudson Hodge. If there's a name you'd like to add to this list, someone for whom you offer a Misha Barak, a prayer for healing, please rise and feel free to do so now as my glance meets your own. We join together in our prayer for healing. Misha Barak can be found on page 371.
Misha Barak Avotenu Mekor Habracha La'imotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Beira Imotenu Mekor Habracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We'll pause for a moment or two now for the sake of our own personal prayers and reflections.
A long time ago, in the land called Modim, lived a young man named Judah, brave and serene. When Antiochus the tyrant said the Jews could not be free, he didn't count on Judah, the one called Maccabee. In the window shining so light, I can see the Hanukkah light, and it gives me such a warm, friendly glow. When I think of Judah Maccabee, night we light our lamps, sing our songs and play our games. We remember that great miracle hidden in the flames. And today throughout the world we rejoice that we are free to carry out the mission of Judah Maccabee. In the window shining so bright, I can see the light, and it gives me such a warm, friendly glow when I think of Judah Maccabee so long ago.
Shabbat Shalom again, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi.
Can you hear me? Can you see me? How are we? We're good. We're good. Normally I would come down and wander through the aisle and we would talk, but I'm going to keep a little distance, which I think is the right thing to do these days. So this is our chance to talk a little bit, to catch up a little bit. Usually we talk about what's going on in the Jewish world. Maybe we talk about the Torah portion of the week. But it feels to me like this Friday night we really, really should be talking about the holiday of Hanukkah. Is that what you're going to say? Yes, okay, because that's what I was going to say. So we are on the same page. So let's, I know we're approaching the end of Hanukkah, but tell me what you know about Hanukkah, and let's just make sure we have all of our facts straight. So tell me something you know about Hanukkah, Alexis. That's amazing. Hanukkah, we celebrate 8 days, 8 nights, because the oil miraculously lasted a whole 8 nights. And a miracle, that was a miracle, is that right? And sometimes it's hard to understand how miraculous that was, how amazing that was. So maybe think of it this way. We expected that the Eagles would only turn the ball over 4 times. But in the end, wouldn't you know it, they turned it over 3 times. And that's like a miracle. Eliana, tell us what you know about Hanukkah. Right. Same basic story. So, right, we rose up against an evil leader named Antiochus. That's really impressive that you know that. And we pushed back. And part of the Hanukkah story is about speaking up and pushing back when we believe that there's a lack of justice or compassion, that it's our job to speak up, that that's a very Jewish thing to do, to speak up. What else do you know about Hanukkah? Share with me something. Exactly. We have 9 candles that we put in what's called a Chanukiah. That's a special kind of menorah just for Hanukkah. It's called a Chanukiah. The 9th candle is the helper candle called the Shamash, right? And the Shamash shows us that from one single candle can come many lights. Just like we each have the ability to inspire or to help many people, even if we're just one person. That's a great answer. What else do you know about Hanukkah in the back? Yeah. We get presents. That's pretty straightforward. We do get presents. Some of us get presents. And there's nothing, parents sometimes come to me and say, there's so many presents. It's gotten out of hand. What should we do? Help me, Rabbi. What should I do, Rabbi? Give me some guidance, Rabbi. And I usually say to those parents, I was going to ask you the same questions. So parents, I will tell you, presents are not bad. Presents are not wrong, right, kids? Presents are good, as long as they go hand in hand with the meaning of the holiday and the religious aspect of this special holiday. Okay, let's hear, yes? Beautiful. On the first night of Hanukkah, we say 3 prayers because we add a special prayer called the Shehetzianu, which we recite only at the most joyous and happy moments in our lives. And the fact that we made it all the way around the whole calendar year back to Hanukkah, that's something we should celebrate. Because we know in this world that nothing is guaranteed, life is very unpredictable, and so to make it all the way back around, to be able to celebrate Hanukkah with your friends, with your family, that's a wonderful thing. That's a real blessing. So on the first night we say Shehetzianu, plus a blessing over the fact that God commanded us to light the candles, and a blessing that has us acknowledge the nisim, the miracles that God performed for our people. Now, I want to say one thing about that last blessing. We sang it tonight on the bima. She'asa nisim lavotenu ve'imotenu. God who performed miracles, right? So we could say that actually on Hanukkah, we're not just celebrating the miracle of the oil. We're reminding ourselves that the Jewish story is full of miracles. And that when we look back at our history, we see all those miracles and we remember all those miracles. We could also say, and here's a cool thing. This is something new. Ready? This is going to be good. 500 years from now, 1,000 years from now, when God willing, Jews are still singing these prayers, and they say, Sha'asa nisim lavotenu v'imotenu, for the miracles God performs for the Jewish people, they're partially going to be talking about us, right? The miracles that we experienced in our lives, the good fortune that we had, right? Our story is part of the story of the miracles. And I think we have to remember that too. There's miracles all around us. Our lives are miracles. The lives we get to live, those are all miracles. Okay, 1 or 2 other messages about Hanukkah. This is Alexis again. Yes, Alexis. That is really good. This is next level. So we celebrate Hanukkah starting on the 25th of the Hebrew month of Kislev. That's when we always start it. And the Jewish calendar is based on the moon. That's exactly right. Most of our holidays start when there's a full moon. That's the middle of the lunar month. Passover is a good example of that. But Hanukkah is a different holiday, and we celebrate it at a different time, the end of the month. It's one of the things that makes Hanukkah very different. Eliana. Wow, so you guys know a lot. So the dreidel, as Eliana is reminding us, a lot of people don't know what is the dreidel, why is the dreidel. It's this fun little game, and it is fun. But the dreidel harkens back to the times when Jews were forbidden from studying Torah, celebrating Hanukkah, and the moment that the Romans came rushing in, or maybe people who were watching over and forbidding them from studying and celebrating, if they came rushing in, they put away their books and they spun these tops and they pretended, we're just here playing around. We're not doing anything serious, don't worry. And then the Romans or whoever would go away and they could go back to Hanukkah. That's how the dreidel began. That's the history of the dreidel, which is how I got to my Dr. Dreidel joke, to bring it all full circle. Okay, any closing comments? Yes, that's Zach. Exactly right. We load up the Chanukia going right to left. You can remember that because that's how we read Hebrew, right to left. But then we light it, this is what Zach is saying, left to right, starting with the new, celebrating the new, and moving the other way. That's totally right. You guys have a lot of Hanukkah knowledge. I'm extremely impressed. We've learned a lot. We have a controversy. Let me see if I can help. Oof. Well, let me ask you this. Who's on what side? Because I'm with Eliana. Oh, okay, well, sorry. I'm sorry. You're both right is the answer. Okay, one or two more. Yeah, in the way back. You're in the Antiochus camp. Noted. Okay, yes. Yes, the letters on the dreidel, you're exactly right, stand for a great miracle happened there. Nes gadol haya sham. And if we were in Israel, the dreidel would look a little different. It would say, Nes gadol haya po. A great miracle happened here. Yep. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground. I think we've made it all the way full. Do you want to hear one more joke? There was a mother who gave her son 2 Hanukkah sweaters for when the time of Hanukkah came. And he went to visit his mom on Hanukkah. And he walked in wearing one of the sweaters. And the mom said, "What's the matter? You didn't like the other sweater?" Yeah, it's okay. We're going to celebrate our birthdays and anniversaries as we always do at our family Shabbat. If December is your month, birthdays, anniversaries, milestones, we're going to have you stand where you are. And as we also like to do, if November, you had a birthday or anniversary and you didn't have a chance to get here, November, we're going to ask you to stand right where you are, November and December, so we can offer you now a special blessing in honor of your simcha. God of days and years, author of life, our times are in your hand. We thank you for the blessing of life and for all that enriches our lives. May we have the joy of coming together for many, many more years, united by mutual reverence and by love. Then indeed will our lives be filled with an abundance of blessing. We can join together in Shehechianu, Baruch Atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Shehechianu, V'kiyamanu, V'egianu, Lazman Hazeh, which means blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who has given us life, sustained us, and helped us to reach this very special moment in time. And together we can all say, Amen. Mazel tov, mazel tov, shimon tov, shimon tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, shimon tov. Yeilanu, yeilanu, ulu Yisrael. Yeilanu, yeilanu, ulu Yisrael. Shimon tov, mazel tov, mazel tov. Shimon tov, mazel tov, mazel tov. Shimon tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, shimon tov. Our service will continue with Aleinu, page 586. Please rise. Our thoughts do turn now to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, those of every race and every nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, life and death. We do recall at this time those taken from our congregational community in most recent days, including Meyer Wiener, father of Sam Wiener, and Liz Levinson, grandfather of Ben and Dylan, Michael Schwartz, brother of Robert Schwartz, and Sharon Eiferman. As well, we recall at this time those whose yahrzeit we mark this Shabbat: Mildred Chaikin, Rita DeLange, Stephen Evans, Carol Fonarow, Thelma Godfrey, Beatrice Golden, Leah Goodman, Molly Gordon, Claude Hoff, Louis Jacobs, James William Kennedy, Alan Landino, Minnie Levine, Annette Lieberman, Samuel Malatsky, Sadie Knappen, Robert Otterberg, Bernice Pernatin, Helen Tiano, and Michael Winogron. I would ask to rise at this time those who are with us tonight and in the midst of observing Shiva, the first 7-day period of mourning, followed by those with us on this night who are in the midst of observing Shloshim, the first 30-day period of mourning, followed by those with us on this night who are within the first year of mourning the loss of a loved one, followed by those who tonight are observing the yahrzeit of a loved one. And lastly, if there is someone for whom you say Kaddish, a name that has not yet been recited, and you would care to share that name, please feel free to do so now as my glance meets your own. In all their names, in all their memories, and in the memory of the many for whom there is no one to say Kaddish, we rise together now for the hallowed words of Kaddish Yatom, the Mourner's Kaddish, page 598. Yitzgadal v'yitzgadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, v'agalav v'izman kari v'imru, Yehei Shemei Rabbah Mivorach Leolam Ulamei Almaya, Yitbarak v'yishabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei D'Kudusha Brichu, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, Tamiran v'alma v'imru, Yehei Shlomo Rabbah min Shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. Together we say, amen. You may be seated. It's my pleasure to welcome forward now Diane Singer, our temple president, to share tonight's announcements.
Shabbat Shalom. So just a little history. Ann and I have a lot in common. I was a former math teacher. And this time of year, the problem of the week was always, how many candles do you actually light during Hanukkah? And of course, they always said 9 or 8. So I'm going to throw it out there to our trivia expert, Mr. Sattinger, Brian Sattinger. Can you tell us? 44. There you go. Okay. I also used to ask how many gifts you actually get if you got the 12 days of Christmas. So I'll let you think about that, and we'll be back next week, and you can let me know what your answer is. Okay. Anyway, thank you to Rabbi David, Cantor Sandy, Herb, the youth choir, our 3rd and 4th graders for leading tonight's service. Thank you to Karen Federman-Elner for greeting this evening, Stacy Salzberg for setting up Oneg, Perry, thank you for doing our tech work tonight.
And a special mazel tov to Jack and his family for his upcoming bar mitzvah. I hardly recognize you. You've grown a lot in 2 years. Yes, okay? And a special thank you to all of you for joining us this evening. Please join us tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock for Torah Talk and Bagels, followed by our 10 o'clock morning Shabbat service, when Jack will be called to the Torah in honor of his bar mitzvah. Please join us Sunday evening, December 5th, when we join together as an Adith community to light the menorah for the last night of Hanukkah. The festivities will begin at 4:30 with crafts, snacks, and schmoozing. The menorah will be lit at 5 p.m. This is a rain or shine event. It's for all ages, and it is sponsored by Adith and the YAC Committee. Also, Adith Emmanuel Social Justice Committee is asking you to Zoom in for a virtual lobby visit on December 8th at 2 o'clock, when they will be meeting with Assemblywoman Jean Stanfield to ask her to support the proposed bill, the same-day voter registration. Next weekend, we have a lot going on. Despite the holidays and everything else, we have a lot going on. So next weekend is our annual Lois Levine Arts Weekend, Saturday evening at 6 p.m. The program committee is presenting a walkthrough arts experience at Adith. The evening consists of a complimentary professional family photo, in addition to viewing a display. Jewish artists and vendors will be presenting their personal creations. There's also live music and a collaborative art project. Please refer to the weekly happenings and the bulletin so you can sign up and log in for a start time. Also, a quick shout out to the Sisterhood gift shop. I'm disappointed in Sandy. She didn't wear hers, but my dreidel leggings, okay? Our gift shop is that one-stop shopping for your Judaic needs. Okay, just had to throw that in. Tonight's oneg will be in the lobby. Hopefully you'll stay for a few minutes after services and join us. On behalf of the Adith Emmanuel Board of Trustees, I'd like to wish you and your families a wonderful Hanukkah. And keeping with the theme of Hanukkah, tonight's thought for Shabbat is, Hanukkah is about the freedom to be true to what we believe without denying the freedom of those who believe otherwise. Happy Hanukkah and Shabbat Shalom.
We, of course, have a Hanukkah-themed closing song called Chocolate Gelt. Please join us.
So before we start, we're all going to do a little bit of sign language. So you're going to take one hand like this, and then make a C, and you make a little circle on the top. That means chocolate. I hear every woman going, ooh, chocolate. Now you're going to turn that hand over, and you're going to go like this, and that's money. And what is gelt? Gelt is money. So we're going to have chocolate, gelt. But of course, being the person that I am, we don't have chocolate. What do we have? We have chocolate, 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 gelt. Let's see it. Chocolate, 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 gelt. Excellent. I think we're ready. And just so you know, this was a secret audition tonight for the youth choir, and everyone in 3rd or 4th grade passed the audition. So if you're interested in joining youth choir, we will be starting back up again next term. So come and see me, and I'll give you all the information you need.
Chocolate, 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 gelt. Chocolate, 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 gelt. Oh, gonna play all day long, gonna eat my gelt, gonna sing my song. Chocolate, 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 gelt. Gonna eat some latkes golden brown. Gonna spin the dreidel round and round and round and round and round. Yeehaw! Chocolate, 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 gelt. Chocolate, 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 gelt. Oh, gonna play dreidel all day long. Gonna eat my gum, gonna sing my song. Chocolate, 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 gelt. Gonna light the candles one by one. Gonna spin the dreidel, have some fun, some fun. chocolate, chocolate girl. Oh, gonna make it all day long. Gonna eat my girl, gonna sing my song. Chocolate, 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 chocolate.
Antonio tonight. Gonna spin the dreidel, what a sight.
Chocolate, 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 chocolate. Chocolate, 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 chocolate girl. Oh, gonna play dreidel all day long. Gonna eat my girl, gonna sing my song. Chocolate, 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 chocolate. Gonna count the girl. Gonna eat the girl. Look at the girl. Don't let it melt. Gonna count the girl. Gonna eat the girl. Look at the girl. Lollipop girl. Yeah! Chocolate, 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 chocolate. Last time. Chocolate, 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 chocolate girl. Oh, gonna make dreidel all day long. Gonna eat my girl, gonna sing my song. Chocolate, 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 chocolate girl.
A big thank you to our amazing youth choir. Let's join in a motzi before making our way together to our oneg. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz v'teyavo. Shabbat shalom, friends.
Oh, yeah, what? I need to get this 2 nights in a row.
Good job, guys.